much anger in him. Like his father.
Was I any different when you taught me?
He's too old. Yes, too old to begin the training.
But I've learned so much.
Will he finish what he begins?
I won't fail you. I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
That's the darkest thing Yoda says in the whole saga. This is only one Kenobi, by the way, only one. And I do want to talk Yoda today. This is a very spare of the moment video. Not on my agenda, I was going to do another video on a TIE Fighter pilot, but anyway. I was thinking about this because I actually was going to sell my carded version of this Yoda on eBay, and I've decided against it. I want to keep it. Just to explain, it's number 6 of the Black Series TIE Fighter pilot line, and I'm going to keep this one because this is what I consider the best Yoda they have made to date. I'm sure if you are familiar with this figure you agree, but I would like you to make up your own mind when I'm going to show you a load of Yodas now. The point of this video is to look at, you know, the past, what we've had, and the future, because I'm interested, as you know, on my channel with the vintage collection and the future of it. I've got this idea in my head, I'm sort of obsessed with the idea of Black Series figures being either repacks of stuff that we've had in the vintage collection, or stuff that could be potentially on a vintage card back in the future. So that's where I'm going with this video. And this one, if you're going to put a Yoda on a vintage card back, it has to be this one because it's really amazing. So let's look at what we've got. This is one of only a few. I haven't got many Yodas loose, so that's one of them, and it's the best. But anyway, this is one I don't have loose, unfortunately. But if you are a collector with the vintage collection and the VOTC, you'll have this one. It is Yoda from the 2004 Vintage Original Trilogy collection. It's obviously a re-release of a card back from the 1980s, but with an updated figure. But check it out. As I say, I don't have it loose, but you're going to get a good idea of it here, close up. And if you put this guy against it, it doesn't hold a candle to this guy. This guy is immense. I mean, look at it. In terms of screen accuracy, they nailed it, Hasbro, with this version here. It's the best. I think it's the best. It's brilliant. The reason I want another one is because I actually display this one with another Black Series figure, this Luke here, which came with this backpack, and a lot of people do put this Yoda in the backpack with this Luke. Separate story here, that Luke is not my favourite because the facial sculpt isn't the best, but that's a different story, separate story. So yeah, I would like 2 of these Yodas because they are that good. So yeah, it beats this guy anyway. Fantastic. Let's look at another Yoda that we've had in the vintage collection, and then we'll talk about potential releases of Yoda for the future using this amazing figure that they should bring back, most definitely. It was only in the Black Series. And it was this one here. This is VC20 of the vintage collection. And let's have a look at the Yoda inside this one. Now this is definitely a prequels Yoda. Look at his face. It's obviously a Revenge of the Sith card back, and it's that scene.
If so powerful you are, why leave?
I love that line. He's a tough little fella, isn't he? Anyway, the face, if you look at the face, I can't see anything other than that scene in Attack of the Clones, actually, when Yoda, he's deflecting Force Lightning from Dooku, and he sort of grabs it and blangs it back in, blows it right back at him, blasts it back at him. He's got a lot of focus in his face, and that's what I can see in that guy there, if you know what I mean. But it's obviously a Revenge of the Sith card back. It's definitely a prequel style Yoda. But this is what I wanted to talk to you about with this VC20 here. The VC20, originally, they were going to release it on that card back again. They were going to re-release this, but they didn't. They changed it. They decided to use a new card back design from Revenge of the Sith. Which is good, because as a collector then you get 2 variants then, which is nice. But it's interesting. Now I'm going to sort of deviate now onto a different subject. Hold the line with you folks, I've just forgotten something. Bear with me 1 minute. I've just been searching all around this room here because I know for a fact that there is a variant of VC20. The first few were released on that card back, and they're worth a fortune on eBay. There's a guy selling one on eBay at the minute for like 250 quid. No one's bought it, but I presume it would also go for a lot of money in auction. I was looking all around this room because I swore that I had seen on the back of a card back. This is Admiral Akbar. I've got 2 Admiral Akbars. This is another figure I've just sold on eBay, and I'm glad I just checked. There's something. I'll show you now what I mean. On the back of the card backs, you see these here, don't you? You see stuff in the rest of the wave, and they give you a little preview of the VC-20. There he is. That's the Yoda I've just shown you. The one from the prequels. You can see his little blue, whatever that is. I presume that's a deflected force lightning. And there he is, the card back there. But I knew I'd seen one in my room somewhere with the Dagobah background, and I found it just now. So what I was about to sell on eBay, Admiral Akbar again, which is VC-22, and there he is. So I don't know if it makes this card back worth more than I've just sold it for, but I doubt it really. But anyway, if you can find that variant, the VC-20 with the Dagobah background, it is worth a small fortune, I think, or worth more, should we say. So anyway, let's talk about the future now of Yoda. So we've had these 2 card backs so far in the vintage collection. We've had the Dagobah and we've had this Revenge of the Sith one. I just really think that a figure this good, and also all these other figures, there's potential of putting them on vintage card backs because they were fully articulated and nicely made. I was thinking, well, what could they do? And check this out. It's a little idea. I thought about putting him on that card back. Now check it out. It's a great image. It's the image we all think of when we think of Dagobah training. You know, Yoda giving him all the information, you know. Is the dark side stronger?
No, no. But the easier and more seductive.
But how will I know the good side from the bad?
You will know when you're calm at peace, passive,
Yada, 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 yada. You know the script. You've seen the movie. But I just thought, because, you know, Hasbro are able to do double figures on card backs, like I've shown you in other previous videos. They could. I just had this lovely idea of maybe making a whole new Yoda card back, Yoda/Luke card back, and double pack these 2 together. And it's just another reason for getting this amazing Yoda. I mean, you can't get any more Empire Strikes Back original trilogy in the face than that for Yoda. That was my idea. That's what I thought I'd share that with you. Very quickly before I leave you, I've got these other 2 cards. I'm not in the habit really of collecting any other card backs than these, but I do have this sort of knocking around my house, and it's just another Yoda I have loose, and it's not a bad one actually. It's obviously very prequelsy, and this has been repacked forever. This one, it's been in Legacy Collection, it's obviously been in this Saga Legends, and I think the mould goes back to 2002, but I just thought I'd show you that since we're talking about Yoda. That's also a very nice figure. But anyway,
not as good as this one.
This has been Only One Kenobi, only one with another idea for the vintage collection. Out.
But first, must eat. Come, good food, come.
R2, stay and watch after the camp.